Hey everybody, it's Patrick from Building with Dad and Riley. Thank you for joining me for another Monday vlog. As far as anything new, under last Monday vlogs there was basically a comment chat between a lot of different Two-Lug members, and it was brought up by Zany Bricks of doing a collaborative build for Philly Brick Fest. I've seen collaborative builds that have been done on YouTube, and I always wanted to be part of one. I think it's a really cool idea. You get a central theme, and then everybody builds on top of it, building different parts. The one that I specifically remember looking at was like a pharaoh's tomb, ancient Egyptian tombs and all that kind of stuff. And it was really cool because some people would do like a smaller build where it's just like a hallway filled with mummies or whatever, and then somebody would do like a big tomb. That there was some with like motion, power functions with like moving booby traps and that kind of stuff. It was just really, really awesome. And it, took these really big buildings, really small builds, and they, tied it all together. It was really cool. So I always wanted to be part of that. So thanks for Zany for bringing this up, this great idea. As far as members that want to be part of this, I know No More Bricks wants to be part of the collaborative build. Bricking It Up, of course, Zany. And then Mike from 3 Brick Friends, who is coming all the way from overseas to join us at Philly Brick Fest, which is just amazing that he's going to do so. I thought I would never actually get to meet Mike in person. So it's just really cool that he's going to be able to make it this year. So he is also wants to be part of this collaborative build as well. I think it's a great idea. The only thing, we really haven't thought of a theme yet. There have been some great ideas. Pink Floyd, The Wall, I think that's the perfect idea for a collaborative build because there's just so many aspects of that movie that you can represent in Lego form. However, I do think it's going to be missing our target audience. I think there will be a lot of people that will recognize a lot of the if we made a collaborative mock of The Wall, I think a lot of people would recognize it, but I think it would go over a lot of people's head. And this kind of was proven as we talked about it on the live stream. I got to be able to be part of the live stream. I got in for the little bit at the beginning, and then I went and helped Mom out with the baby, spent a little time with her, and then I was able to come back to the live stream and get on. Big B wanted me to talk about this collaborative build. I think it's a great idea. But when it was brought up on the live stream, Brick Adjuster, No More Bricks, there might have been a few more people like, The Wall? What? And it just further represents my point of, I don't know if this is going to, everybody's going to recognize this. But it has to be a good thing. Another theme that was brought up is like Wizard of Oz, which is another, everybody knows the Wizard of Oz. There's a lot of good builds that you can represent from that movie. So that's a good idea as well. I just don't think it's the killer idea yet that I'm looking for. However, I don't have any ideas myself. So, I'll take anything really. I'm not going to be too picky about the theme. The one thing I did think about is the new Star Wars movie will be out, and maybe doing something, since there is so many regular Star Wars builds out there, that we could do one from the new movies, and everybody is probably going to go see that movie, so everybody would know. The only really problem with that theme is that the movies only come out in like December. Philly Brick Fest is only shortly after that, so it's not going to give us a lot of time to order, to think of builds, and that kind of stuff. So if you have any good ideas, if you've thought of any themes, we really need to iron one out sooner than later. I mean, we are, way ahead of the game at this point, but we just kind of got to stay focused on that and try to come up with a good theme that is not only going to be perfect for a collaboration build, but also recognizable by our audience, which is going to be, families and younger kids. Speaking of No More Bricks, I got a message from him. I didn't reply back. I just got it when I was looking for my invite from the live stream. But I got a reply back to him. Speaking of No More Bricks, I really liked your mock. But I didn't like all the jinx. I think it was Bricking It Up says, hey, that might be him being pulled over on his way to Philly. Horrible, don't jinx me like that. But anyway, and that was, it was a really good build. I think he got robbed just because I was in his mock. So I was obviously in favor of his mock winning, but it was a cool once again, live stream challenge for everybody to do. He did the Super Troopers, which is one of my favorite movies. I haven't watched it in a really long time though, but when it first came out, I remembered watching the first scenes for the first time, and I literally like was crying for like the first 20 minutes of that movie. I specifically remember I couldn't stop laughing. But I'm gonna get to the rest of what I have to say right meow. Oh, and one more question for all the people that plan to be part of the collaboration build or just plan to going to Philly Brickfest. Who else is bringing displays? I know I'm going to literally try to build everything under my MOC section. So the Jam Factory, the newest one I'm working on, the empty mug, the subway, everything, every MOC that's under my MOC section, under my YouTube channel, I'm going to try to bring to Philly Brickfest. It's going to be quite challenging. I thought about, obviously, Mike, they were questioning what is he going to bring. He's going to just try to bring one for the collaborative build. I don't blame him because he's going to fly in a plane and all that stuff. But I want to know, everybody located in the United States, are you going to try to bring some stuff to display other than this collaboration build? As far as our MOCs go, obviously I didn't release one this last week, even though I was keeping my fingers crossed. I knew it was going to be really close about Saturday, but Saturday one of my orders came in that I ordered on that day. The other one I think was a little bit farther away. The one was in Florida. The one I received was from North Carolina, so obviously you can see how that's closer to myself. But I am waiting for just literally 1x3 gray bar again. There's two parts I was actually waiting for. I thought if I got the one in, I would just cut down like an antenna to use for my 1x3 gray bar, or light bluish gray bar. But I decided to just wait for the actual part to come in, since it should be here literally right now in my mailbox. So I'm gonna go and check after that. Then I only have to complete the sticker and wash the base plates because they're just dusty. And then I'm ready pretty much to shoot. I have to come up with a little bit of a script because I'm gonna be quoting some old channels that I watched to get the idea. So I want to make sure I get the channel names right, the people's names that are involved with those channels correct as well. But so I'm looking Tuesday or Wednesday at the earliest for this next MOC. I want to get it done before next vlog. It has to be done. That's my goal anyway, or my deadline that I'm putting on myself. So we'll see how that goes. And then the only other thing I know, look for the MOC. I'm going to have another tutorial, perhaps 2 this week, but definitely putting out some cooler videos with the tutorials and a MOC this week. As far as last week, I reported on the monorail. As you can see it behind here, at least that's the half I'm kind of trying to customize the one. However, it's not working again. It was working, and then it wasn't working, and then it worked again, and then Riley dropped it on the concrete floor 3 days in a row. Which is, it happens, when you have a young child. That's probably the reason why I have been keeping some of my vintage sets put away, is just because I'd rather buy new sets, try to keep the older stuff, just in its original pieces and all that stuff. But Riley excited about it. It's on the edge of the table right here, so she's rushing up to start it, and the next thing you know, you hear the smash. So I'm hoping the motor wasn't harmed at all, and if it's just this wire part that just is taking enough abuse and it just won't work anymore. So we're gonna buy those the wire parts, and if that doesn't work, then we're gonna try to buy another motor. I'm just not too sure about it. Really, its fate in my city, because right now it just looks horrible because I don't have enough track. And one straight piece is like 25 bucks, like to get like a 12-inch straight piece, and it might not even be 12 inches. They're like 25 bucks. And so right now it's not even a complete circle. I got it stopped it's probably like 3/4 away around my city. I had to move the whole city around to make room for it. I'm just really not satisfied with any of it. I kind of want to, maybe when we get our second table, it might make more sense to put it in. And I want to be able to just, I don't think I want a circle. It doesn't make sense for a train. It makes sense, I guess, in like if you're just making this train set or whatever, but like in a city, in real life, you're just going to go to A and then bring back and go to point B. Point A to point B, no circles. So, But right now I don't have really enough area to do it straight, to go from one side of the table to the other side of the table. Just doesn't, it's not long enough. However, if I made like an L shape to put it on the one side and then curve around the L, that might be worth it. So we'll see about the fate of the monorail, and how many more times it gets dropped on the floor and all that good stuff. But it happens, when you play, especially with, when your partner's 4.5 years old. But that's basically all I have for you this week. Please follow us on Instagram. We are at BWDDAR, that's Building with Dad and Riley. We do post on Instagram quite frequently, at least a few times a week, and sometimes a little bit of sneak peeks of what we're working on behind the scenes, behind the channel. Hopefully we can get the collaborative theme settled this week, but if not, that's no big deal because we do have a lot of time. I'm really happy about all the creativity coming together and joining forces. We got a lot of good builders. And the good thing is everybody could do, their style of building in their specific collaboration. So it's really cool, really great idea. I'm really happy about it. But thanks for joining me this week. Please join me next week, and I'll see you later.